Hi everyone, welcome to our new stream. After the stream we're going to do our big fact quiz. So I'm very much looking forward to that. It's a new thing. So I hope it goes well. We had some technical difficulties getting it on the road, but thanks to I Am Trickster, thank you very much for helping me with that. Apple Juice again, good evening, how are you? We'll give everyone about 5 minutes to get there. Hi Rubbish Cans, hello, how are you doing? We're going to do a little bit of a shorter stream, and then we're going to do the big facts quiz after that. Hello Dominique, how are you? Long time no see. How is the warmongering? Left versus right? Do you have your right arm? I'm Trickster, hi. Thank you very much. Shout out to I'm Trickster for helping me set up this quiz. So thank you very much for all of your help, and now we'll see how we get there. Hey, I'm a fan of the cat lady. Hello, how are you doing? Are you looking forward to the quiz later? Hey, I'm at the other side. Hello. Welcome. It's nice to have you. I'm good. Yeah, I'm very good. We played D&D with friends today, and that was lovely. Downvote Farmer, the fact who. Hello, my name is Renee, and this channel is called That Fact Lady, because every Sunday at 7 or 8 for my time, European time, I share with you all of the interesting facts that I have been able to find this week, and people share their interesting facts with me. And you're just in time, because at the end of this stream, so we're going to do a shorter stream, we're going to do a big fact quiz. Hey Jeroen, welcome, how are you? Sedarian said, had to watch a D&D commercial before I got to watch this stream. Coincidence? I think not. I love playing D&D. Downvotes, I followed on Reddit. Oh, that's lovely. Do you have the same username as you had there? It's nice to see you again then. It's so nice that you came over. That's lovely. That's such a nice thing to do. Thank you very much. Have you been watching some of the streams? You might be able to get some of the facts. Rubbish Can says, I wasn't aware there was a Reddit. Yes, there was a Reddit at one point. So before I started my stream on Twitch, I was on Reddit, and this is when they did the live streams there. And then I used to stream on Reddit, and then they kind of stopped the live streams. And I loved sharing my facts with people. So I decided to start here. Oh, Downvote Farmer was full banned on Reddit. Was it because of the downvote farming? Did that have something to do with it? And Jeroen had no commercial. That's nice. I think we'll give everyone 5 minutes, and also I have a cookie. So, one cookie, and then we start. I hope it's not too much crunchy noise for the microphone. I'll eat it here. Is that just loud in my head, or is that loud on the microphone as well? Because of some of the facts that you shared? Well, feel free to share any of the interesting facts that you have here. That's fine. Oh, Living Legend. Random facts for 1,000 points. Yes. On that note, you get points for watching this channel, and you can swap the points for things. So, as Living Legend does, a random fact. Let me see. Oh, did you know that? There was a man in Spain who died in the most weird way, I would say, possible. He entered the papier-mâché leg of a stegosaurus in a museum because he lost his phone in there somehow. And then he got trapped, and then they found him later. So he died in the papier-mâché leg of the stegosaurus in a museum. So don't do that. That is my fact for you. Rubbish Can says, time to hoard my points again until I can all use it for a goal, like the big fact quiz. Yes, you guys did that really fast. You had 30 days to complete your community challenge. You were like 2 streams. That's all we need. I'm gonna get it all, give all of the points. We want a fact quiz. Living Legend says, you heard it here first. Do not lose your phone down a stegosaurus. Wise advice. Welcome to That Fact Lady. I give you good advice. And I think with that, we have given everyone about 5 minutes. So the rest will just kind of join when they join. And then we shall start with our stream. Apple Juice says, I didn't think dinosaur-related deaths were still possible. I know. But still, they were. Who'd have thunk? Okay, so we shall go to our slightly shorter presentation. Nope. Let's try that again. There we go. Today we're going to be talking about Puggles, Pugilists, and other facts. As always, we are going to start off our stream with our missed shots. At the end of every stream, we play fact tennis, where you give me a fact and I try to give it back to you with something related to that subject or a fact adjacent to that subject. If I miss any shots, then we start there with the subjects I didn't know facts about with our missed shots. Then we're going to go on to our Animal of the Week. This week we chose the echidna. Then we're going to talk about strange sports. Then on to facts tennis, and then our wholesome fact about the boxer crab. Then after that we're going to play the big fact quiz, our very first. So we shall see how that goes. Then the person who wins the big fact quiz is going to be made VIP in the chat and is going to get their own name in our Discord. And then without further ado, our very first missed shot. The first one is the fire lily, then I'm going to tell you about Swiss chocolate, and then electric bass guitar. First, fire lily. This is a South African one. And this is a South African plant that is, it blooms in the fynbos. And the fynbos is a region in South Africa that has its very own, very special nature to it. And in this fynbos, it is no stranger to wildfires. A lot of plants and animals have adapted to live with these wildfires, but none so much as the fire lily itself. This species has taken it to the extreme. The fire lily, or the Ceranthus ventricosus, is not a big plant by any means. It's about 2.5 centimeters, so it's about that big, teeny tiny little thing. And for most of the year, it's nothing more than just a couple of green stalks. And you can see that on the picture next to me. One is a bulb in bloom, the other is just kind of a few green stalks. And that is what you see most of the year. But then, when the dry months arrive, somehow the leaves disappear, and after wildfire has spread through the region, everywhere these little fire lilies pop up out of the ground. Now, all of the botanists who wanted to preserve these fire lilies had kind of a problem, because for a very long time we did not know how these fire lilies exactly germinate, like what makes them grow the flowers. So they tested a couple of different things, and they tested, is it a change in temperature that does it? But none of that was it. But the thing that makes them, or that cues this plant to a flower, is the smoke out of the fynbos fires itself. And we're not entirely sure what chemical element in the smoke actually makes it germinate, but botanists and people that conserve these plants were very happy to find out that you can in fact make them germinate. You just have to blow a little smoke on them. Then our second missed shot. This one about Swiss chocolates, especially for our Swiss listener. This one, did you know that there is a new type of chocolate on the market? This is our ruby chocolate. Ruby chocolate is only the fourth kind of chocolate, and the only new type of chocolate to come on the market in 80 years. It's pink due to the colour of the cocoa beans used to make it. These are special cocoa beans. It was unveiled by a Swiss-Belgian cocoa company in 2017, but they have been developing it since 2004. The chocolate is characterized by a taste that is described as slightly sweet and sour. They say that it's sweet and sour like berries are, slightly acidic. And they say that it somewhere lies between white and milk chocolate. So, a Swiss chocolate fact. There is in fact a new kind of chocolate called the ruby chocolate because of its lovely colour. With that, we'll go to the chat and I'll read out a couple of comments before we go on to our last missed shot. Apple Juice says, I still prefer white chocolate, but you have tried this. I've never tried it. Apple Juice, does it have that slightly more tangy taste like berries, sweet and sour? And there are people looking for each other in the chat. It has a little bit. White chocolate isn't really chocolate. Well, it's made with cocoa butter, but not cocoa itself. So, yeah. Oh, wait. I'm at the other side. Try to use his points to hydrate. I think maybe if you do it with the double exclamation points, it doesn't do the points. But I did hydrate. Then, on to our last. Oh, you can't hear anything anymore? Is it not? Can everyone else still hear everything? All right. Let me just... My microphone seems to still be working. Okay, then it might just be on your end. Okay. Then we are going to go on to our very last missed chat. This one about the electric bass guitar. And just because I like this one so much, I found you 2 facts about this. So we're sneaking one in. Very short one. Did you know that Leo Fender, who is the founder of Fender Company and the person who developed the first solid body electric guitar and electric bass guitar, actually never learned how to play them? So, Leo Fender, he might have made the very first electric bass guitars, but he can't actually play a guitar at all. Then onto your second fact about bass guitars. Did you know that the Queen guitarist Brian May has this very distinctive sound that he has for Queen? And this is because he has a custom-built guitar, electric guitar, and it has a shorter neck. And because of this, he used to use banjo strings instead of electric guitar strings because the banjo strings are thinner and so they resonate more. So, Queen's electric bass guitarist has this very distinctive noise, and this is because he in fact uses banjo guitars strings instead of regular ones. Ooh, yes, rubbish cans. 2 electric bass guitar facts for you. And Apple Juice says, I have a very cool Fender pick. Oh, another interesting fact about Brian May. He also used to play the bass guitar with a coin instead of with a pick. So he had like a metal coin on banjo strings, and that is what makes that sound so wonderful. Yes, this is true living legend. That is what I read as well. Apple Juice, you have an electric guitar, not a bass guitar. Well, then still the first facts about Leo Fender, the person who invented the first solid body electric guitar, doesn't know how to play the guitar at all. Rubbish Cans, the electric bass guitar is the love of your life. There you go, facts for you. Then we're going to go on to our next subject. This one is the animal of the week. This week we are going to be talking about the echidna. First up are echidna love trains. Then we're going to be talking about the very wonderful world of echidna anatomy. And then on to Puggles. And yes, you did vote for this absolutely cute, adorable little thing. Look at that little snoot. I'm going to tell you about that snoot in just a second. First, echidna love trains. So, did you know that echidna mating rituals are quite different from the ones that we might know in other animals? So, unlike other animals who use pretty colours or pretty dances to attract their mate, the male echidnas form an orderly line, one behind the other, behind a female echidna, in the hope to be the last echidna standing. So, these love trains can follow a female that is in season for up to 6 weeks. And there have been love trains up to 11 males spotted vying for her attention. These lines, known as the echidna love trains, can be seen all throughout winter, which is the breeding season for them, and are on average 3 to 5 echidnas long. And I quote, "The biggest echidna train I have ever seen was 11 animals," says echidna expert Peggy Rismiller. And as far as I know, not too many people have seen a train quite that big. And we still don't know why some males are more successful breeders than others. And this is because echidnas are very secretive animals. So we don't know that much about their behavior and why they do things. We don't know whether she's choosing a male or if it's the males who compete and then one of them wins. It's hard to imagine an aggressive echidna because they have such cute little faces. But they have been seen to actually push and shove each other in the line. The younger male echidnas in the train don't usually get any kind of shots. They don't really stand a chance. But maybe it's just training for them for the future, because that way they can have a look at what else goes on all aboard the love train. So, echidna love trains, all aboard the love train, form an orderly line, and somehow you might be picked as our Prince Charming. Those were our echidna love trains. Then we're going to go on to our wonderful echidna anatomy. So, the echidna is kind of a collective of weirdness all over. Wonderful weirdness, I might add. It has this long beak, which in fact is not a beak, but a nose. It doesn't have any teeth in that little snoot of it. It just has a very long tongue in there. So no teeth, just a nose. And it has the lowest body temperature out of any mammal. It's only 32 degrees. So he is in fact a super cool echidna. They have spines along their backs, and they can move each of these spines individually. And the males have spurs on their hind legs, and you can see that on the picture next to me. On that hind leg you can see these spurs, and these spurs actually have venom in them. Then, the females, to top all of this wonderful weirdness off, the females lay eggs. That is how they have their young. And if you look inside the echidna, you're going to find another weird feature. Its gullet connects directly to its intestines. It doesn't have a sac in the middle that has powerful acids in there or digestive enzymes. So that means that the echidna does not have a stomach. It does have like a pouch, but no stomach. It's no different from the rest of its digestive tract. A stomach is defined as an acid-producing part of the gut, and it evolved about 450 million years ago, and it's unique to vertebrates. It must have allowed our ancestors to be able to digest bigger proteins, because these acidic environments can break these molecules apart and boost the action of enzymes that also break them apart. But the echidna not only has lost its stomach, but it has also lost the gene that is responsible for making the enzymes inside of the stomach. So, the wonderful weirdness that is echidna anatomy. It has a long nose, no teeth, venomous spurs, lays eggs, and does not have a stomach. And then, Living Legend says, at that fact lady, am I correct in thinking that the echidna is one of 3 mammals that lays eggs? Duck-billed platypus, echidna, and I think there is one more. They're called monotremes. But I do think there's a third. I think it might be 2 kinds of echidna and 1 kind of platypus. So, as you can see on the picture next to me, the egg actually hatches inside of this like skin pouch. But I am going to tell you a little bit more about that in just a second with our next one. This one I'm going to tell you about Puggles. And Puggles, that is what we call little teeny tiny baby echidnas, are called Puggles. So monotremes are mammals that lay eggs. However, in the echidna, the egg is retained within the mother for some time. Hey! Thank you very much for following. Hello, Bozo. Wait, no, we're not on there yet. Monotremes. Monotremes, they keep the egg inside of the mother for a little while. And as you can see in the picture right here next to me, you can see a mother with the egg in the middle in this pouch, and on the side are these lactating glands. And what happens is it actively gives the egg nutrients while it is inside of the mother for a while. And only then does this egg hatch. Monotremes do lactate, but they don't have nipples or mammary tissue like we would normally have in mammals. Instead, they kind of just excrete it from mammary glands inside of their skin. So they kind of sweat out milk. That's how they do it. And all of these species of echidna are long-lived, and they have quite low rates of reproduction, and they have quite prolonged care of their young. So they sweat milk, and they only have a few babies, and they take care of them for quite long. If you take a closer look to the picture right next to me, you can see a puggle with an arrow pointing to a tiny little tooth. And it uses that tiny little tooth to break open the egg from the inside in about 10 days. And after it breaks out, it's carried in a kind of pouch-like fold of skin for up to 2 months. And after those 2 months, it starts to develop the spines, and then they live in a little burrow underground, and they have a special little nursery home underground. And the mother returns to feed it there for every 2 to 6 days. So, Puggles, that is the adorable name that you call little baby echidnas. They are lovely, little and fat, and they stay with their mums for quite a while. With that, I'm going to go on to the chat and then on to our next batch of facts, which will be, first we will do our poll for our next animal of the week. I'm a fan of the cat lady, says I don't know if that is cute or nasty looking. I think that the little puggle, like the teeny tiny one, is a bit weird looking, but the little fat one in the hands, that's cute, right? That is just one big squishy, just little fat one. I love it. Fat lady says, oh, I looked it up. There are 4 species of echidna that lay eggs. So there are 5 monotremes in total. Yeah, 4 species of echidna and then 1 species of platypus that lay eggs. Thank you. Very cool. Oh, Ruben. Hi. Did I miss anything else? Perry the platypus. No, like Perry the platypus. Then we're going to go on to our next thing, which is we are going to have a poll, and we are going to choose our next animal of the week. This week we are on to the F animals. So if you go to the chat then at the top of the chat you can click on next animal of the week. We have 3 choices. Today we can choose between the fox, the flea, or the flamingo. So pick your choice. Flea has 3 votes. 1 for fox and 1 for flamingo. The right picture looks like a green flubber. Oh, for the Puggles still, yes. It does look like a bit like a red flubber. I'll give you that. 4 votes for flea. Flea is leaping ahead in the polls. Sorry. I had to make the joke. We are all of the flea nation. We will not flee this battle. Oh, well, thankfully Dominique is joining me in making terrible jokes. It seems to be a pun day today, apple juice. I'm almost sorry, but just not quite. Oh, flamingo is inching back up there with 3 votes to 5 for flea. At least fox has had some love with 1 vote. But it looks like the flea is inching just ahead. Yeah, I'm at the other side. I'm not sure your fox is going to make it. Dominique is just going on with the puns. Oh, I am at the other side. A random fact for 1,000 points. Sure. So, let me see. Did you know that Samoa Airlines has now introduced a pay-by-weight system? This is because quite a big part of the population is so overweight that they couldn't pay for the extra fuel anymore. So Samoa Airlines, you pay by weight, and that is you and your luggage combined. Like that makes the price of your ticket. Oh, Dominique says a random fact as well for 1,000 points. Sure. Did you know that? Oh, did you know that Napoleon Bonaparte would always refuse to open his mail for 3 weeks? And this was to avoid having to deal with problems. So if people wrote to him with problems, and usually the issues that were raised in his letters had resolved themselves by 3 weeks, and then they no longer required his attention. So Napoleon Bonaparte, he got rid of his spam email by just not opening it for 3 weeks, and if it was really important, then they would just kind of get him back. Let's see. Flea is still 5, and I think that's it. Flea has 1. So, the flea is our next animal of the week. And we shall find some interesting facts about the flea next week. In the chat, I think terrible puns are still going on. And apple juice is kind of having it. Oh my goodness. We are going to go on to our next batch of facts. This one we're going to be talking about strange sports. First, I'm going to tell you about a man, Mordecai Three-Finger Brown. Then we're going to be talking about boxing gloves and how they made the sport more dangerous. Then we're going to be talking about competitive kites. So first, Mordecai Three-Finger Brown. Mordecai was an MLB player who had his pitching hand mangled in a farm accident when he was a very young boy. This injury gave him such a unique grip on the ball that it gave him a very unusually high amount of spin on the ball, and he is now in the Baseball Hall of Fame. According to his biography, Three-Finger, which you can see right next to me here, he suffered 2 separate injuries to his right hand. The first and most famous trauma that he suffered was when he was feeding material into a farm's feed chopper when he was only 7 years old. He slipped and his hand was mangled by the knives, severing much of his index finger and damaging the other fingers. Because of his childhood curiosity, Mordecai almost lost his right index finger to this piece of farming equipment. And not long after that, he fell and he broke the other fingers, he says, while chasing a rabbit. And then he had the fingers on his hand were like you can see in the top picture there. So he lost one finger, one was badly mangled, and they also were broken, and this gave him a very unique grip. He was truly a great pitcher because of his curveball that he would give with so much effect. Mr. Cobb, a famous player, once called Brown's pitching the most devastating he had ever attempted to hit. He signed to the St. Louis Cardinals as an infielder, and he learned how to add the spin to the ball by releasing it off the stub of his finger. He was dubbed Three-Finger Brown by sports writers, and it became his nickname for the rest of his life. So, Mordecai Three-Finger Brown, he was able to turn adversity into the awesome fact of being one of the best pitchers there ever was. Living Legend says, extra facts about losing fingers making someone famous. Cool, thank you. Django Reinhardt lost his fingers and developed his own unique jazz style of playing. Oh, jazz manouche. In this day and age, his followers put tape over their fingers to make sure that they only play with two fingers. Huh, I did not know that. That is such a good fact. Thank you very much, Living Legend. Then we're going to go on to our second fact. This one is about boxing gloves. So, boxing gloves are actually more dangerous and result in more deaths than bare knuckle fighting ever did. So, you know those old promotional posters of boxing matches in the 19th century? They have two adversaries, usually depicted one opposite the other, and they have their heads tilted slightly back, like you can see on the picture next to me, and they have their fists held low, the knuckles pointing out and up. This looks kind of comical nowadays, this pose, as if they're actors and not actually the fighters or the pugilists that they are. But this actually had a very good reason. The stance of the arms and fists being so low and out was because the guard has to cover the main part of the torso. And this is because in bare knuckle boxing days, almost all of the strikes were to a person's torso, to their body itself. This is because the skull is a very, very hard object, and a full force punch to an opponent's head very easily results in a broken hand. This is why a lot of barroom brawls end after just one punch. This boxer's fracture is a break in the knuckle behind the little finger, and you can quite regularly see this in people who have hit something very hard. And on the picture next to me you can see just behind the knuckle that it is broken right there. So bare knuckle fighters would hardly ever hit somebody in the head. They would always go for the body shots, because otherwise they would break their actual hands and not be able to fight at all. Since gloves on hands spread the impact of the blow, the opponent of a punch is less likely to be blinded or have their teeth knocked out, but it does not lessen the force that goes onto the brain itself. And the brain kind of rattles around inside of the skull. And the boxing gloves, in fact, make this worse because they add extra weight to the fist. So you're getting a weighted punch to the head. And there was a bare knuckle campaigner called Dr. Alan Ryan. He said in 100 years of bare knuckle fighting in the United States, which stopped in about 1897, there was not one single ring fatality. Today, there are 3 or 4 fatalities every year in the US alone, and around 15% of professional fighters suffer from some kind of permanent brain damage in their careers. Worldwide, there have been like 400 boxing deaths in just the last 50 years. And the total of these boxing deaths would have been much higher if we didn't have the medical advancements as well. So, boxing gloves, they actually make the sport way more dangerous, because instead of hitting people on their livers, on their kidneys, people are now hitting each other in the head. Then we are going to go on to, our next one, which I did not complete, I see. We're going to go on to the next one, which is about competitive kites. Competitive kites. This is a sport that is done in Afghanistan. And this is where kiting is the biggest sport. And what they do is they attach razor blades to the strings of the kites. And they try to sever the strings of the other kite flyers to break them. And that is how they win. It is no longer allowed because it has been quite deadly, because you can imagine that something flying at high speed with a line full of razor blades on it might not only hit another kite but also hit another person. So competitive kites, they are literally razor blades on a string. Not a very good idea. Then we're going to go on to our second to last one, which is our fact tennis. So with fact tennis, you serve. So you suggest a fact or a subject in the chat, and then I will return by giving you an interesting fact about that subject or related to that subject. And then for our missed shots, any that I can't give back to you, I will do it in our missed shots in the next stream. So I am going to read a couple of comments, and you can all put your subjects for fact tennis in the chat. I'm at the other side says, look how Muhammad Ali ended. Exactly. Muhammad Ali was a very interesting, very clever individual, and he got so many hits to the head that he got early onset dementia. And there wasn't that much left of him at the end, which is sad. And they also implemented boxing gloves, not because they thought that this was a less aggressive form of boxing, but they wanted the rounds to go on longer, and they wanted to see people hit in the head. This was kind of the reason why they did this. I'm seeing some good facts for fact tennis there. And let me see if I missed anything else important in the chat. No, okay. So while you're all putting your subjects in the chat for our fact tennis, let me start with the first one. Dominique, a fact tennis about bones. Sure. Let me think if I know. Well, for one, did you know that our bones can endure more stress than concrete can? That is how strong that our bones are. Also, did you know that you have, let's see, did you know that the 3 rows of bones in your fingers, so you have 1, 2, and 3, these 3 segments of bones are called your phalanges. And this is because they looked to the people who named them like a Roman fighting stance, which was called a phalanx. And a phalanx consisted of 3 soldiers, one behind the other. And that is why these bones in your fingers are called your phalanges. It's because they reminded them of a Roman fighting stance, a phalanx. A fact tennis about Pablo Escobar or the Medellin cartel. We have had this in the chat, but did you know that it is because of Pablo Escobar that there are now wild hippopotamuses roaming free and kind of wreaking havoc where Pablo Escobar's mansion was? Because after they shut him down, these animals kind of broke out and then just wreaked havoc on everything around them. And hippos are not very peaceful creatures. They like to stampede and murder. Kind of like Pablo Escobar. Fact tennis about the FBI. Sure. The FBI has done some things. Let's see if I can give you a quick, interesting FBI fact. Did you know that I think it was a joint operation between the FBI and the CIA, where this is a kind of a distressing fact, where they told African American men that they were giving them a cure for syphilis, And they didn't. They just wanted to see how syphilis would kind of continue to spread throughout the community. They just took it as a research opportunity. Horrible fact, but true. Tennis fact about sumo wrestling. Sure. Did you know that there has actually been some evidence of match fixing within sumo wrestling, and the people who discovered this were two economists who looked at the data and looked at statistics around this and saw that in too often where one sumo wrestler had nothing to lose and one had everything to win, the person on this end of the spectrum would win way more often than you would think. So that means that even in this pure sport that is sumo wrestling, there is still some backdoor politics going on. But I might get you a better fact about sumo wrestling. I'm Trickster. Fact tennis, a fact about sewing machines. Sure. Did you know that? Let me have a quick think. Well, sewing machines helped in the Industrial Revolution where, or just before the Industrial Revolution, where women were now able to get slightly more freedom because they were now able to sew and make clothes at a much higher rate from their own homes. And this kind of helped in the pre-suffragette movement. So this helped women gain a little bit more financial stability, and that was a consequence of the sewing machine being invented that wasn't really foreseen before it happened. Fact 10 is about hippies. I'm at the other side. Sure. Do I know an interesting fact about hippies? Like more than anything else? I don't know. I might have to come back to that one. Might go in a missed shot, but something might also come up from my lizard brain later. Jeroen says fact is about Heinz tomato sauce. Heinz tomato sauce. Well, I don't know if it's that much of a fact, but we're still not entirely sure what the ingredients in it exactly are. But that'll have to come back to you on that one. And a phalanx is not is that a Pokemon, Apple Juice? Oh, with a phalanx is a PH ALL PHALLANX, phalanx, like that, PH. I think I've heard of phalanges, said Dominique. Yes. Let me see. Living Legend says, a book suggestion, if you want to read more about cheating sumo wrestlers, read Freakonomics. Very interesting. Yes, very interesting. Rubbish Cans asks, am I right or left-handed? I am right-handed. Did you know that left-handed people were seen as something dark? And this is also where we get the word sinister from the Latin left, meaning sinistra. So sinister comes from people thinking that left-handed people were evil, like the Living Legend is. But I think we have quite a few left-handed people in the chat. Let me see. Did I miss it? So I think for our missed shots, we're going to do Heinz tomato sauce, hippies, and I must be able to give you a better fact about the FBI. So with that, we're going to go on to our very last interesting fact, and then we're going to play that big fact quiz. First, our wholesome facts. This one is about the boxer crab. So did you know that the boxer crab holds little itty bitty sea anemones in its hands and its front paws and boxes away its enemies with that? Look at him. He says, "Get away from me. I am danger." And he is teeny tiny. That picture is somebody holding him in its hand. He's like as wide as one of your fingers are. And he has the tiniest little sea anemones in there. Boxer crab. He shall box you away because he is danger. Look at his little mittens. I think he's absolutely cute. Just the sweetest. And then, with that, the picture on the right makes him look like one of those cheerleaders in American movies. Yeah, it's like one of those. Oh, interesting fact. Did you know that George W. Bush, cheerleader, that's what he did in like high school. He was a cheerleader. And he does look like he has pom-poms, which I think is really cool. And also, I think George W. Bush is the only ever president to be a cheerleader. Only ever cheerleader to become a president. That's also a thing. George Bush likes painting, and he likes specifically painting pictures of his legs in bath or his dog or other people's dogs. And he likes cheerleading for some reason. Also, cheerleading way more hardcore than I first thought. So many accidents happen because you have to be like seriously fit to do that. Okay, with that is our very last interesting fact for this stream. So thank you all very much for joining me for the slightly shorter stream. And then with this, we're going to go on to our big fact quiz. And I need to do a little bit of preparing. We do this in here. So I think we go here. So bear with me while I get this situated. We go here and then here. So if you would all go to your web browser and then open Kahoot in your web browser, then you can enter a PIN, and the PIN is 7663417. And then you can enter our quiz on Kahoot. So you just go on the internet and in your web browser, oh, we have apple juice and rubbish cans have joined. And then we'll wait for everyone who wants to join there. And it'll take everyone just a little bit. So while we're waiting, Chimera Rage has, let's go, first in rubbish cans. Well, Jen, we shall see if this is a prediction for in a second. By half a second. Yes, apple juice, you were like just out there. Domo, I'm guessing Dominique. Trickster, my German internet is gonna nerf me very hard. So I put the answer time on a minute, and this might be a bit slow for some people, but I wanted everyone to have a time for like some lag to still be in there, and then everyone would still be able to like get in. So I think we'll give everyone like a minute or 5. So please let me know in the chat if you still want to join but you haven't been able to yet. Or if you're trying to like, hey, the family. Good. Hess. Nice. Welcome. We shall see who shall win. I think a couple of people have been looking forward to this. I've been very much looking forward to doing this with you guys because it's going to be a first for me. Oh, wait, I had to, wait. I had to do something. I didn't do it. I did it now, I think. Did I do it? I think otherwise my, oh, nope. It's not going to go bigger than this. There. Well, I thought I could make it even bigger than this so that we didn't have like the top thingies there. Let me see. I'm at the other side is in there as well. We have 9 people in. Yes, I did it. I did F11. But it's not making it even bigger. There we go. Think it should be there in a second. Yes. There. Thank you, I'm Trickster. So please let me know in the chat if you still need to join and you haven't joined yet. I have 9 people in here yet. So please let me know if you still have to join or if we can start. I think we'll give everyone maybe like 2 more minutes and then we'll start in like a minute or 2. So have you been practicing, looking at yours? The pressure is getting to you already, rubbish cans. Oh, shame. You'll be fine. There's 15 people in stream and 9 in Kahoot. Yeah, I think I'm not sure if a couple of people are not going to join. There might be people who are having a hard time joining and just want to watch. That's also fine. If you just want to watch, that's absolutely fine. I think we'll give like another minute. Rubbish cans has to do it for the lefties. Sure. I think we'll give everyone like another minute to join and then we'll start. Should we type the pin in the pin Kahoot, which is, let's see, it's 76634117. So if anyone wants to join in a couple of seconds, then they can join from there. I think for that, we're just going to start. Good luck, everyone. We're going to start with our first Kahoot ever. It is the Big Fact Quiz. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. First round, we're going to be talking about facts from our missed shots. So, if you've been paying attention for the missed shots, you can get the next ones. Start the quiz. First question. The most expensive cheese in the world costs $1,700 a kilogram. The milk of what animal was used to create this cheese? Is that a donkey, a pig, a goat, or an alpaca? The delay is immense. I know, that's why you get a minute to be able to get your answers in. So you should still be okay, I think. Let me see, I have 7 answers in. Oh no, Dominique stumbling at the first hurdle. I'm at the other side, it says I'm with question 2. What? Can you just click on? Oh, I don't think so. 8 answers. I'm still missing. Yes, so the answer was the donkey. This was those donkeys in pants. They make this one. Next. Ooh. Oh, Chimera Age. First one in. Second question. What do popular hotels do to make sure drunks cannot come in during Mardi Gras? Oh. I trust my toothbrush. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. That was not a question, but a slide. Yeah, this is the next one. So, what do they do? Do they have drag queen bounces? Do they grease the poles? Do they put beads on the floor? Or do they play loud metal music as a deterrent to the drunks? Oh, yeah, I think, yeah, so, yeah. This is only our second question. Yes, they grease the poles. That is what they do. And those 2 lovely ladies you could see there were greasing the poles, and that is what they do as a kind of competition now with Mardi Gras. Then, oh, Domo is coming up there. On to the next question. When the plague hit Europe, people started praying to the order of flagellants. But what did this order do to save them? Did they preach on the streets? Pray for hours and hours on end? Did they give office to the church? Or did they whip themselves? I'm Trickster. Come on, no drag queens. No, drag queens was not the right answer. So, I've already got 7 answers in. And in the middle there, you can see a dude with a plague mask. And the plague mask actually did help them. And I have 8 answers in. Almost there. I think everyone has their answers in. And let's see. 7 of you were right. Yes, they did whip themselves. That is what the flagellants did. They whipped themselves to kind of pay for the sins of the others. Cheng Mania! Oh my word, I almost missed the stream. Cheng, you can still join us with our Kahoot. So if you want, go to Kahoot and enter the pin at 7663417. You can also see it at the bottom of the screen. And then you can join us with our big fact quiz. Oh, let's see. Is it true? Yes. Oh no. Chimera Range has dropped down and Domo is on number 1. Rubbish Cans on Fire charging up to the 2nd place. Apple Juice in 3rd. Then Chengminius, see if you can join, and if you can't, then just maybe think if you know the answers for yourself. Next one. Our next question. The Nanach were on a holy mission to spread the word of God in Israel. But what was their medium? Was it playing techno music and dancing? Was it dancing in the streets? Was it singing their prayers? Or was it partying while praying? We have 3 answers in for the Nanachs. I'm at the other side as good at gambling so far. We shall see. The winner is going to get a VIP badge in the chat and will be named our fact master in our Discord. Ooh, Cheng, have you been able to join? I think we have 9 people answering now in the chat. Dominique, quick. Yes, Cheng, you joined. Yes, I think so. So I think I saw an extra one. The Nanach, what did they do? The Nanach they played loud techno music and dance in the street. So the Nanach somehow combined rave music and Hasidic Judaism, which is a weird one. But this might be a kind of an equalizer. Let's see. Oh, Rubbish Cans up to the top. Domo just behind in the 2nd place. I am at the other side. 3rd. And your friends all went for the same. Then, next one. Teddy Roosevelt used to challenge people to contests. But in which sport did he challenge people? Was this in tennis? In croquet? Was it boxing? Or was it golf? I'm at the other side says this was my tennis facts question. Ooh, 8 answers in. What? 9 in. Okay, well, we still have a bit of time. So, Teddy Roosevelt, you might have seen the picture of him riding a moose, but that is actually a very early Photoshop. It's not an actual moose that he's riding, which is too bad, because he seems so cool. Oh, and there we go. Yes, it was boxing matches. He would challenge people to boxing matches. and once his major had knocked him out so hard that he kind of lost vision in one of his eyes for a while. And after that, his doctors told him, no more boxing for you. There we go. Our next one, let's see what this has done to the scores. Oh, Domo only just edging back into that first place. Then, we can click that away. Then, Domo has the longest line of right answers. 5 in a row. Well done. Next question. Next one, we're going to go on to our next subject, which are our animals of the week. So the next 5 questions are all going to be about the animal of the week. What animal is this? Is that a hamster, a mouse, a rock rabbit, or a pika? Four answers. Look at that little cute thing. I still like that picture. Such a cute little one. Yes, I am at the other side. This one is absolutely adorable. So both of the answers, pika and rock rabbit, are all right. This one has made quite the impression on you, this one. Yes, both pika or rock rabbit. Both are right. What has that done? Domo has solidified her position in first. We'll go on to the next one. What animal was this? Is this a binturong, a civet cat, a palm civet, or an African oyan? It does look a bit like a Pikachu, didn't he? So what animal is this? 6 answers in, 7 answers in, 8. We have one more. 9 answers in. Yes. This is a binturong and it comes from Indonesia. The lovely extra fact about the binturong is that the binturong smells like popcorn. So if you're ever walking in the jungles in Indonesia and you smell popcorn, there might be a cinema, but there also might be a binturong nearby. Next animal. Let's see what this has done. Still Domo in front. Chimera range is going up. Our next one. What animal is this? Is this a millipede, a centipede, a silverfish, or a pauropod? No, apple juice. Yes, there is slipping and sliding, but there are still quite a few questions to go. So we shall see. I think, well done. Everyone, Jamie says gross. Everyone had it right. So the centipede has 1 set of legs per segment of body, and the millipede has 2 sets of legs per segment of body. So everyone had that right. Let's see what that has done to the score. Still Domo up front. Apple juice back in the race. Up she goes. Then our next one. This animal. Which animal is this? This one is slightly harder. Is this a Canadian goose, an Egyptian goose, a barnacle goose, or a grey-lag goose? Yes, apple juice, back in the race. Oh, yes, this one is slightly harder, guys, because we have talked about different kinds of geese. Which one was this? Is somebody going to knock Dominique off the... Ooh, this one was a barnacle goose. And this was the goose that people in the Middle Ages thought was born out of a barnacle because they kind of disappeared in the winter and appeared back again in the summer because they did not yet know about the migration. Let's see what this has done. Oh, apple juice rising through the ranks yet again. Apple juice. He is rising through the ranks yet again. Let us see with our last animal. The red panda is the only true panda. Is this true or is this false? The red panda is the only true panda. Is this true or is this false? Look at that little silly little face. Did you know that red pandas like to stand up on their hind legs? It's true. The red panda is the only true panda. This is because the giant panda is actually a bear, or in the bear family. And the red panda is the only actual panda if you look at biology. So, we shall see what this has done to the points. We got bamboozled, yes. Oh, I'm at the other side. Oh my goodness, so close. 40 points between Domo and I'm at the other side. Just sneaks there, right at the bottom. I'm at the other side, still good at gambling. Oh no, Dominique. We shall see what happens with our next set of facts. All of these facts are round 3, and all of these facts are about the themes. So all of the subjects that we have had. Rubbish cans, I don't know Dutch. No, well, you can be. It's fine. You don't need to know Dutch. So all of these facts are about the themes or the subjects that we have had. Round 3, question 1. Let's go. Nirvana scored a huge hit in 1991 with their song Smells Like Teen Spirit, but exactly what is Teen Spirit? Is it a body wash, a deodorant, a shampoo, or a perfume? Oh, Rubbish Can, you didn't know true or false. Sorry. Yes, I should have said that. I thought I put it onto English. Can we arrange? You know this one. Click on the right one. 7 answers in. 2 to go, I think. 8. Just the last one. Oh, yes. Smells Like Teen Spirit. It was a deodorant. So it was a teenage girl's deodorant. And there was very metal of them. This is actually because it was one of Kurt Cobain's friends who wrote Kurt Cobain Smells Like Teen Spirit. Or, in other words, Kurt Cobain smells like a teenage girl. And it was meant as a little bit of a diss. But he didn't know this. So he just named the album Smells Like Teen Spirit. After that. Perfume versus deodorant. Yes. We are like sneaky in here with this. Yes. It was a deodorant and not a perfume. What has this done? Oh, Dominique, back on top. Shame, I'm at the other side. Dominique is back on number 1. We're going to go on to our next question. In 1563, the Catholic Church made the Index Librorum Prohibitorum, a list of banned books. But what happened to this list? Was a list nailed to each church door? Did the Pope add the list to the list itself? Was the Bible added to the list by mistake? Or was the list lost in the library? I made that one hard for myself with pronunciation, didn't I? List was lost in the library. Living Legend says, sorry about that, was too late on the trigger here. Oh, yes. Yes, sorry, Cheng Mania. We kind of robbed you of your points there. I will say, well, yep. So, it is true, the Pope added the list of banned books to the list of banned books itself. This because people kept getting the list to find out what kind of naughty books there were to read. And it became way too popular. Blue is true, red is false. Yes. And with that, let's see what this has done to our score. Dom was still on top, but Apple Juice, he is back on the rise. Dominique has a problem with the answers. Okay, we're going to go on to our next question. What is the driest place on Earth? Is that the Atacama Desert, the Bonneville Salt Flats? Is it Antarctica or the Sahara Desert? Apple juice is storming up to the top. The tongue of that person, yes, that person has a little slightly dry. That does look like it's very dry. My mouth at the moment. Not mine, because look, I have this. Ooh, this is true. It is not the Atacama Desert, but it is in fact Antarctica. And these are flats in Antarctica where there has not been any water fallen for thousands of years. And this is because it is too cold for any water vapor to form there. So, yeah. Let's see what this has done. Oh, apple juice still on third place. Dominique, out in front. We're going to go on to our next one. What symbol did the 45th Infantry Division wear on their shoulders during the first 15 years of their existence? Was this a swastika? A Native American head with headdress? Was this a black Moor? Or did they have a skull? Are we the baddies? 5 answers in. Quite a bit more time to go. Oh, yes, you are entirely right. It was a swastika. And the swastika was because it was a Native American symbol at the time. But it was not a Native American head itself. So we kind of fooled you with that one as well. Let's see what that has done. Oh, the family is coming back up. Ooh, let's see. This is quite close here. Everyone is quite close on points. Let's see what happens with our next question. Cutting off a finger wouldn't fool a biometric lock because of the dead finger's shape. This is different. But what is another reason that a biometric lock would not open? Is this the finger has no pulse? Biometrics only recognize live tissue. The finger would not give enough pressure. Or the finger does not produce any oils. 4 answers in. Let's see what we get. This one is also quite hard because there is one specific answer. Yes, it is because the biometrics only recognize the live tissue, and that does have something to do with it doesn't really have to do with the oils, doesn't really have to do with the pressure. It might have something to do with the pulse, but it is only live tissue that it recognizes. Let us see what this has done. Oh, Dominique's still out in front. Nothing has changed. With that, oh, can you move your cam up a little? I cover part of the question. I don't think I can do it now. I think I can do it again for next one. But I think my cam shouldn't cover the question when the whole question is up and when you can click on your answers. We had a little bit of difficulty of where to put the cam because it kind of covers something wherever we put it. We're going to go on to our next round. This is all about the story of the week facts, round 4. And Chengmania happily holding 8th. Not too shabby continuing when you joined. Exactly. You joined very recently, so you're doing very well. We're going to go on to this one. What was the official name of the plot that Stauffenberg and his colleagues set up to kill Hitler in 1944? What was the name of the plot? Was this Operation Mincemeat, Operation Valkyrie, Operation Deadlight, or Operation Teardrop? And then I will look at the cam placement for if we do this again. Oh, got to go, sadly. Oh, I'm very sorry, Chimera. Thank you very much for joining, and we will see you again next Sunday at 8. Yes, everyone had this, or almost everyone had this right. This was Operation Valkyrie. And this was when Stauffenberg was relying on putting a briefcase next to Hitler's desk and blowing him up. But somebody moved the briefcase before it blew up. And it did, in fact, demolish the whole office where Hitler was, but it didn't kill him. And sadly, that plot did not work. Operation Tom Cruise movie. Yes, Changmania. Let's see what this has done. Ooh, rubbish cans is up. Apple juice is slipping just slightly. Let us go on to the next question. See if anything changes. Stetson Kennedy inspired the writers of the Superman comic to make Superman fight a new enemy. But who was this new enemy? Were these the communists, the Nazis, the Mafia, or the Ku Klux Klan? This one is hard. We have 8 answers in. So this one is specifically about Stetson Kennedy. Yes, it was in fact the Ku Klux Klan that he was helping them fight. And he got a man on the inside of the Ku Klux Klan to feed the Superman comic makers information. And then the Superman comic, in the comic, Superman would fight with the actual secret passwords that were just given out. And this kind of freaked the members of the KKK out so much that the numbers of people that were joining really dropped hard. So it actually worked in real life. Let's see, what has this done to our list? First place is Dominique. Then I'm at the other side. Rubbish cans and apple juice. Nothing has changed in the order. Dominique's still out in front with kind of gathering a little bit of a lead. Then on to the next question. In 1235, a man was stabbed in a Chinese village. What animal did the magistrate use to identify the murder weapon, which was a sickle that you used to cut grass? So what did the magistrate use as a weapon? Or what animal did the magistrate use to identify the murder weapon? Was this a blowfly, a goose, a bee, or a bat? And Chengmenia, we did talk about Stenson in Dream 6, so that was quite a while ago. I think this one was also quite a while ago. Our very first forensics. 8 answers in. 1 to go. Ooh, yes, it was in fact the blowfly. And maybe the stream was slightly too long ago. What happened was the magistrate laid out all of the farmhands' sickles in a row in the burning sun, and then blowflies came and gathered around one specific sickle, and that was the sickle that still had human blood on it. And that sickle belonged to one farmhand, and that is how they caught the murderer. And it is in a very old Chinese book, and it is the very first use of forensic analysis. Dominique says it was the only answer. I didn't know which one it was, so clearly it was the right one. Cool. You totally guessed, Chainmania. So that is how the Chinese magistrate used blowflies to identify a murder weapon. Let's see what that has done. Oh, Dominique gathering a little bit of steam and just plowing on ahead. Next question. In 2010, Nicaragua and Costa Rica had a new border dispute. But where did the Nicaraguan army get the proof that their border was where it was supposed to be according to them? Did they get this information about the border from Twitter, from Wikipedia, from Google Maps, or from Facebook? So when did the army for Nicaragua get this information about the fact that this border was definitely more towards the other side? Was this on Twitter, Wikipedia, Google Maps, or Facebook? Do you want me to read out the scores? Sure. We have 8 answers in. And then I will read out the scores once we get it. Yes, almost everyone on this one. It was on Google Maps. So Google Maps had updated the map with the wrong information, and they had put the border not where it should be, in a river, but on the other side. And Nicaragua did kind of lose this dispute. Yes, and maybe not after every question. I think just reading out the scores after a round makes more sense. Yes, I think so too. Then, I will tell you that Dominique has 14,488, and then underneath that we have 1,200 and 127 for I'm at the other side. Then we go down from there. Then, but Dominique is getting like quite a lead here. Why was the winner of the St. Louis Marathon in 1904 disqualified? Was he disqualified because he poisoned the opponents? He travelled by car? Did he only run the last 3 miles? Or did he ride a bike? So, why was this runner disqualified? This St. Louis Marathon was absolutely wild in 1904. So lots of things happened. So it could have been anything. We have some people kind of guessing on the answers, I think. We have 7 answers in, waiting for 2 more. And then I will work on where we place the camera next time. I think we're waiting for one last one. He only ran the last 3 miles. No, it is in fact the fact that he travelled by car. So he was driven for quite a while. And then he ran the part of the race in the front of the race. And then he drove for a part. And then he did cross the finish line on foot. But it wasn't even, I don't think it was even 3 miles. Yes, there definitely were cars in 1904. Yeah, he was driven by a friend, I think. And this race was absolutely wild. One of the people who came in like second place came in second because he had eaten a rotten apple, and then he took a nap underneath a tree for a while. And then that is why he came in second. So if he hadn't taken a nap for like 2 hours, he might have won the marathon. Let's see, Dominique. Oh no, Dominique is still in first place, with I am at the other side in second. Then we're going to go on to our wholesome facts. These are 5 questions that we have had in our wholesome facts. First question. What type of predator lives next door to the weaver birds to protect them from other and more dangerous predators? Is that the pygmy falcon, the velvet spider, the black-footed ferret, or a sand cat? So what type of predator lives next to the weaver birds to protect them? Is that a pygmy falcon, a velvet spider, a black-footed ferret, or a sand cat? And Dominique does still have the lead. Dominique has had the lead for quite a while as well. So we shall see. 7 answers in. And this is, in fact, it was the pygmy falcon. That was the teeny tiny little itty bitty falcon that was so small and so cute. He lives together with the weaver birds, and he protects them from other dangerous predators, and these mainly being snakes. And Dominique definitely might win, but let's see what happened here. No, Dominique is still out in front with 14,000 points. And I'm at the other side is in 1,200 points. And then we have 10,503. Underneath that, an apple juice, 8,809. And the family, 8,773. Domo's Wi-Fi just died? Oh no. Can we wait? Yeah. Let's wait. Let's give Dominique just a minute. Shame. No, we'll give Dominique just a minute to get in here. So, how are you finding the quiz? Are you liking doing the quiz like this? I'll work on the placement of the webcam. That has to be somewhere else. What else do you like? What else do you think we could do slightly different? So please tell me, while we're waiting for Dominique to get her Wi-Fi back, please share, what do you think we could do different? It's a fun quiz. I can tell I've missed a lot though. Yeah, there's a lot of it's a lot of them in there. Maybe crop your camera view. Sure. I'm a fan of the cat lady. Says same. Yeah, so I think we'll have to put the camera on a slightly different place and then see exactly what to do with it. It's a learning curve. Do you like the types of questions? Would you like... because we did it per theme, so we did a round about the missed shots and a round about the general themes. Do we like that? Because I thought that way it would be a reflection of the streams that I do, to do rounds of questions about the themes that we have had in our streams. And is Dominique back in again? Shame. Poor Dominique, doing so well. Cheng says, I do like the question, but only being my third week, I'm a little behind. Yes, I can very much imagine you not knowing these facts, because they are such, I would say, out there kind of facts. They're not very general knowledge facts. So I find you something that is like a hidden gems of fact. So it's very understandable that you wouldn't know these off the top of your head. Rubbish Can says, I hope I can study more for the Kahoot quiz when I get the YouTube archive set up. Yes, that is a very good point. I'll have to do that this week. And maybe more time to Google the answers. Says, I'm a fan of the cat lady. Naughty, don't do that. Yes, and Living Legend, yes, I'm going to set up the YouTube archive because that does sound like a good idea. Apple Juice says, Domo's trying to restart her PC, but it's not working. But it is working again because she said, never mind. I'm just going to give Dominique just a little bit more time because I would feel really bad. Yeah, I would feel really bad for continuing because she has such a lead. Any second now. Yeah. Let's give Dominique just a little bit more time. Because I would feel really bad for poor Dominique if we went out of here. PC is back on. Sure, but she'll still have to start up. So we'll give her a little bit more. So while we're here in the chat, are there any themes that you would like us to do for next stream. You can either put them here in the chat, but also please put them in the Discord. If you go to our Discord, then you can go to fact suggestions, and then you can also suggest any themes that you would like. Video games, apple juice, nice. Or maybe true crime, both good ideas. And yes, definitely also share them here in the chat, but then also just go over to our Discord and put them in there. Hey, Dominique, you're back. Are you in the quiz again? So then I'll click on to our next question. You did say that your German Wi-Fi was going to nerf you, and well, it did its best. Maybe like a snack break in the quiz. Sure. Dominique back in? Yes, there we go. Then we'll go on to our next one. Grab your snacks, come back. We're going to go on to our next question. Are you back in? I don't know that specifically the German Wi-Fi is the problem, but Dominique did give us a nice bathroom break time. Okay, are we all ready? We're going to go on to the next question in 3, 2, 1, go. We go, with what do baby dik-diks mark their own territory? Do they use the oil on their noses? Do they use their tears? Do they use the scent glands? Or do they use their saliva? Do they just kiss their surroundings to mark their territory with their saliva? Do they mark it with their own tears? Do they boop it with their little snoot and rub their nose oil and everything? Or do they rub their scent glands to mark their territory? Baby dik-diks, aren't they just the cutest? They're a tiny little kind of antelope in South Africa, and they are absolutely tiny. And yes, the baby dik-diks mark their own territory using their tears. And this is definitely a little bit recognizable. I think that Dominique was so stressed out that Dominique will now also mark her territory with her own tears. Shame, I can't imagine being stressed out. It was fine. We just... we took our time. We had a bathroom break. So thank you very much. Just like your daughter, mark your territory with their tears. Yes. Well, kids and crying, it kind of goes hand in hand. We just vamped, it's fine. We'll go on to our next question. Oh, the scoreboard, Dominique, you're still on top. But I am at the other side is kind of catching up here. Let's go to our next question. How do fruit flies sing their love songs? Do they rub their wings together? Do they vibrate their wings very fast? Do they rub their legs on their abdomen? Or do they rub their back legs together? So how do fruit flies sing their love songs? Do they rub their wings together? Do they vibrate their wings? Do they rub their legs on their abdomen? Or do they rub their back legs together? Fruit flies, very cute. These scientists have done a lot to fruit flies. Made all kinds of different ones. The Ken and Barbie ones, they have no genitalia on the outside. They're all smooth like Ken and Barbie. The cheap date, who's very... they get ethanol poisoning very quickly, so they don't have to drink a lot before they become really drunk. And then let's see. Oh, it is rubbing their wings together. Lots of people thought vibrating their wings, but no. It is rubbing their wings together. That is how the fruit flies sing their love songs. But did you know that if you implant a gene from one fruit fly into another, then you can have them sing a different love song? Let's see. Who has it? Oh, no. The family has just upped their points there a little bit. Don't mind, I'm at the other side, still on the same spots. I'm going to go next. Where do squash bees sleep? Do they sleep in little mud houses? Do they sleep in pineapple flowers? Do they sleep on top of grass stalks? Or do they sleep in pumpkin flowers? Squash bees, exactly where do they sleep? Do they build their own little mud houses? Do they sleep in pineapple flowers? Do they sleep on grass stalks? Or in pumpkin flowers? We have 7 answers in. I think we're getting there. And also, don't you think that they're just the cutest, these squash bees, the little fat bees? Ooh, little mud houses was a good idea. There are bees, in fact, that build their own little houses out of something like mud. It's their saliva that sticks together. But it is, in fact, in pumpkin flowers. And this is why you can call some kind of pumpkins, you call them squashes. And that is why a squash bee sleeps in pumpkin flowers or squash flowers. Oh, Dominique picked the wrong flower. I think the pressure is getting to you. Let's see what this has done. Oh, Dominique, only just in front. Dominique has 15,337 points, but I'm at the other side, has just gotten a little bit closer with 13,788. Oof, we're getting there. You're almost there, Dominique. Our next question. The world's oldest bat in the world is named Statler. But what is the highlight of Statler's every day? Does he love being scratched with a toothbrush? Does he love munching on a banana? Does he really enjoy taking a nap with his handler? Or does he love a little flight around the sanctuary? So Statler, what is the highlight of his everyday? Is it being scratched with a toothbrush, munching on a banana, taking a nap with his handler, or flying around the sanctuary? Dominique says, I remember. Ooh, let us see if we got it right. Because I think that was the very last question of the quiz. And don't you think Statler is just the cutest? I'm coming for you, apple juice. Hey, Dr. MPhD, how are you doing? Am I going to be streaming? I am streaming right now. But we're kind of at the end of our quiz place. So I won't be streaming for that much longer. But thank you very much for asking. The oldest bat in the world, Statler, he very much enjoyed flying around the sanctuary or being flown around the sanctuary with his handlers holding onto him. He would flap his little wings there. And then we are going to go to our very last points. Let us see who has won. Who shall be named the victor? Who is our quiz master, our fact fiend, our most knowledgeable one? Let us see. The big fact quiz, the end. The podium. We have in our third place, we have rubbish cans. Second place, I'm at the other side. And first place, who else could it be? Nobody else than Dominique. Even with the German Wi-Fi trying to nerf you, you still won. So very well done, Dominique. You are the winner of our lovely, wonderful quiz. So there we're back, everyone. So thank you, everyone, for joining. Dominique, congratulations. Wonderfully done. I'm very sorry to Dr. NPhD that I'm not going to be streaming for that much longer. But I do think that we are still looking for somebody to raid after this. And Living Legend says, Dominique, yes, well done. Very well done. And I think with that, what are the perks that Dominique is going to be getting? Okay, so Dominique, as the winner of our quiz, as our fact fiend, as our quiz master, you are going to be our VIP in the chat. As your VIP in the chat, you can share links. You don't have to have cooldown periods. You can just post as much as you want. And I think this is definitely going to be more of a thing when the chat becomes a little bit more busy. Also, you're going to have a lovely shiny little diamond next to your name. And in our Discord, you are going to have your own little badge of honor. You will be called our Fact Master. And Trickster says I can't give the VIP, so I will have to do it myself. Yes, I will make you VIP. I don't know if I can do it now. Let me see if I can do it right now. I might be able to make a new one. Dominique. Let me see exactly what the spelling is, because it's finding a lot of Dominiques. Dominique with a K and then a V. I think how this is it? Okay, because I'm not entirely sure that it's getting us the right story. I am going to make you a VIP after this stream ends, because then I'm going to be entirely sure that it is you who is getting the VIP status. And then in our Discord, you will get your own Quiz Master badge next to your name. So I think, can I do it here? It's not really grabbing it here. I hope this works then. Did that do something? Yes, Dominique, you are now our VIP. It did it. So I think this is one for the lefties in the upcoming war. Yay, Dominique now has her very own diamond next to your name. Oh, there we go. Very cool. Yay. So thank you all so much for joining again. We are going to be back. Let me see. We should be back next week on Sunday again at 8. Next week we are just going to do a regular stream again with our animal of the week, and our animal of the week shall be the flea. So I'm itching to get onto that subject. I'm sorry, Dominique, I had to. So thank you all very much for joining. I will see you next week at 8. Dominique, congratulations with being our fact fiend for now. Then I will... Rubbish Can says, is there going to be a new fact cream? Yes, I will set up a new big fact quiz goal. But I think I'm going to put some more points in it, because we need to have a few more streams with a few more facts for people to watch, and then Chang Mania can also have a chance at winning. I will be a new goal. I will put a new goal up after the stream ends. I'm gonna put a lot of points in there, because all of you have been hoarding your points and just throwing them at this thing. So we need a couple of streams to go past. And do you think we want to raid someone? Dominique, hydrate. Who should we raid? Let me see. Who can we raid? I think we can do Astro Canuck, or we can do Canara. Canara is a lady who likes talking about things like true crime and cooking, and she's a lovely older lady. And then Astro Canuck, I think he does space related facts. So, who should we raid? True crime. I'm Trickster. Non-war related purpose. Are you right or left-handed? Let's see. Astro Canuck. Astro Canuck blows up when you raid it. True crime. My eyes. Okay, then we'll go true crime for now. Sure. So thank you all very much for joining. We will be back next week on Sunday at 8. Thank you all very much for sharing your interesting facts and listening to the ones that I found. Remember, everything is interesting if you look at it closely enough. And with that, we are going to raid our true fact lady who is cooking at the moment. And that looks lovely. I will see you all there. If I don't see you there, then I will definitely see you in the Discord. Onto the rain. Thank you all for streaming with me. See you later. Bye. See you next week.